Morning, it's Saturday the 7th of December. We've been waiting for these days a long time now. Bushnell Carp Diaries going to the Northern Angling Show in Manchester. Bring it on! We're here now, we've arrived and we're just taking it all in for 5 minutes, then we're just going to look around and hopefully the show's going to be amazing. At the Witchwood stand and I got some freebies and James is going to tell us all about it.
Here we are with little James and a couple of the freebies. Nice little crimp tool for his hinge stiff rigs at Ladywood. So one of them in there and he'll never be losing his baiting needles now. So go in the dark baiting needle. So enjoy the rest of your trip anyway.
I will.
And, catch some more Ladywood carp.
I will. Stand. I'm here with Jake Wildbore and he's going to talk us about how does he get his PVA bags really tight.
Right, okay, to start with, get a little bit of bait, put it at the bottom, basically to open it out, so you've got a nice little cushion there, okay? Now, the rig is just a simple slow sinking dumbbell, knotless knot, super natural and an inline lead. Okay? So, drop that in first of all, put the lead in, and then move that hook bait out of the way. As you can see there, the lead is bang central. Okay? So if you had it at the side, a bag like that, when you cast out it's going to go left or right. So you want it nice and central. Now with the scoop, put a bit of bait in. Only a little bit. And then start shuffling it down. Now your mix when you're fishing these bags is really important. So if you had one size of pellet, as you're pushing it down, you can have loads of little gaps around. So you want to have larger pellets and some bits of ground bait to get in all the little nooks and crannies, as you can see down the bottom. So scoop a bit more in, and then really going to start pushing it down. Exactly how you want it to lay. So if you think that bag dissolves, that's going to waft what's there. So now that's in. A bit more bait. Keep pushing it down. Really pushing it down in the corners. And you can be really firm with these bags. You can see, just from pushing it down, how much bait's in that bag already. Twist it off. So push that down. Now you need to keep this really tight. The second you let that slack there, all of that is going to make the bag floppy. So keep pushing it down. Okay, I'm going to get some PVA tape. Wrap that round. Now for this I always have to use my knees. I've literally just done an overhand knot. Like so. when you're trimming it off to make sure you don't cut through your leader. So put down the side, pull that out of the way, trim all that off. Now you can see there, that's almost good to go, but there's still corners to go in. So push that in, see how much gap there is there. Where your hand, stick that down. Stick both corners down and then just finally shape it up. There's a little bag ready to go. So you feel that. Now the reasons why it's really important to keep that tight is obviously when you're casting out, that will go out really well. Yeah, that's it. And then also, you imagine when that goes out, that hits the top of the water, so that's a lot of, lot of impact there. Goes down, then hits the bottom. So if your bag was like flimsy at all, as it hits the water, it could like explode on impact. So that way, you go down to the bottom, it's ready to go.
We're a break in the action. We can't wait to get in there. In the morning we've met some top anglers and I was a bit starstruck at first, but I'm saying a special thanks to Fatfish Clothing for sorting out some t-shirts and hoodies especially for me. Dean Macey and he's going to show us how to do his flat methods.
Well, take 3. Okay, mate. Very, very simple and very effective on commercial fisheries where you're going to get loads of bites, all right? So, take your big method mould with your big XA flat method. Simply put a tiny little bit of pellet in the bottom, just to start off with, and then lay your hook bait in on top, okay? Very simple. Fill the method mould up right to the top. And if you want it to stick nice and firm, just put a little bit of pressure on there. What you do is you lay your feeder on top, so your hook link is sort of bowed out there. Push it down nice and firm. Alright, don't be afraid to push it down as hard as you possibly can. And then on these little moulds, all you do is you just touch it there. And it falls out. There we go, the pellet's gone a little bit dry in the lights. But that is quite possibly the easiest and most effective way of catching carp, pench, bream, anything that swims on commercials. So you're going to use it, yeah? Yeah, you can have that. No, I ain't joking. No, mate, go on, you can have it. It'll probably be a bit dry by the time you throw that out.
You can have a fancy rig with 10 different components on it, but it might work well in your hand, but when you cast it at 200 mile an hour, it doesn't look anything like how you think it looks. And as you know from the underwater stuff, the rigs don't ever sit how you think they look either.
Well, one of the things that always gets me, and you guys will probably relate to this, particularly if you're balancing baits, what you do is you walk up and you think, right, I'll just plop my rig in the edge, and you put it down there and you lay it down nicely, and it doesn't quite look how you want it to, so you lift it up and you put it down even nicely. You think, yeah, that's pucker. And then what you do is you smash it out 100 yards into pond, you don't hit the clip, and it lands in a pile. Now, if you want to see what it's looking like down here, the best thing to do is flick it straight up in the air and let it land in a pile, leave your line slack, and then look, and that's more like what it will be out there.
One of my a good catch I had from the Pakistan in the mid-80s, a couple of mid-20-pound fish, absolute stunners, and this was the type of crackers they were. Again, this picture's really old, getting on for 30 years of age, this picture. Really old shot. A stunning looking carp, absolute peaches. I always used to hide this one from my mum, because she always used to see the fag behind the back of my ear there, and she'd get right on with me, you know. I was only 16, and my mum used to say, "You don't smoke, do you?" I said, "Of course I don't smoke, mum." You know, but when she see that behind me ear, I said, "I was holding it for me mate, wasn't I?" She still believed me, they're sweet, aren't they, mums? But they were cracking looking fish, as you can see. This was the big one in there. I caught him in a snowstorm. It was a fish called Sergeant. We all wanted Sergeant. He had 3 stripes along his side, and that's why we called him Sergeant.
It's been a couple of great days. We've got good responses. Is it me who's famous or the Korda boys?